one of the main things you will see is, this practice of daily compassion, right? So we talk about, the needing to change your belief systems, right? And the needing to change the as well as beliefs, and how much you need to repeat that, right? We talk about, the cause and effect relationship, with the fact that we need to think positively about ourselves, and then the fact that we need to repeat that. So this is one of the main things that I recommend. I'll show you, we're going to be creating something called, I'm going to be recommending you to create something called the affirmation list, right? So having a practice that a daily practice, a daily compassion practice, is one of the most important things that you can do to develop more self-confidence, self-worth, and even just, empowering yourself to do more and more things, right? So and then one of the main things in order to do that, whilst you're building this self-compassion practice, is treating yourself as a best friend, as your own best friend, right? And so we talk about, becoming your own best friend and your partner, or, your own coach, right? So one of the main things that when you're building a daily practice, make sure that you started to treat yourself as your best friend, because that's, sometimes we might not even have any good friends or people we can really talk about things. So being your best friend is one of the main things, and being always encouraging, loving yourself, being kind to yourself is very important, especially when your times of, when things are not going your way, when you fail or make mistakes, or something didn't go your way. Instead of criticizing yourself for not going well, right? Even after you take action and feeling any, or even times when you feel insecure, decide to become your own best friend, who encourages you and, basically looks after you, and who encourages you or praise you or tell you, you keep doing, keep going, you have done well, you can, at least you have taken action, keep going. Or even if you haven't, it's okay, you probably had a difficult time with taking action. So understand that being and talking to yourself as a best friend would be the most ideal way for you to develop a daily compassion practice. Okay. And recognize that self-compassion is the one of the most powerful agents for peace and happiness and success. Again, this is not something I really knew before. Like, I thought, what, peace, especially things like success and happiness, was coming from, me taking just actions, right? That wasn't the case for me, at least. I realized self-compassion, being kind to yourself, loving yourself, no matter what you have gone through, no matter what you have done, is a critical factor or fundamental factor in helping you developing peace and happiness and success in your life. So this is very important to prioritize and go on in order to go on with your life. Okay. So in order to do this, what I recommend, developing your own affirmation list, right? So these are some of the things that are in my affirmation list. So it is something I, sometimes I don't always look at it, but the thing is, I realize that more and more I build this list out with things that is valuable to me, it really helps me develop the right mindset throughout the day, right? So start building out, right? Either through your own notebook, or on an Excel file, or a Google Doc, or Word doc, whatever it may be. That's something that when you wake up in the morning, that you can read, that has positive beliefs, will be very beneficial for you in order to develop a compassionate mindset, or more loving, more successful mindset, right? So very important aspect that I will highly recommend that everybody start taking on to do this. And you will see that majority of religions and spiritual practices have prayer time, right? So the prayer time is actually can be, if you're doing already prayer, that's great, right? So combine this with it, right? So ask yourself, and if you believe in God, right? Wouldn't God want nothing but best for me? So wouldn't he see me in the best light? So if you believe in that, but even if you're, religions like Buddhism, right? Understand, like, compassion has a huge impact on your well-being, especially if you learned about loving kindness meditation or Maitri Bhavana, right? You will see that these have a huge impact in your mind over the long run. So you can combine that. So you can see even things like, may I treat myself as a best friend is actually the components coming from the may I is coming from Buddhism, right? So for me, those two religions, right, more than the religions themselves, they are practices, they are verses, phrases have huge impact in my life. So that's why I kind of bring those aspects into my practice. But whatever the affirmation list may be, bring things that are valuable to you, especially that will recondition your mind in a positive way. Okay. One of the main things I found was for me is that I was holding on to a lot of unforgiveness or mistakes from the past or mistakes from past from others. And I didn't really know at that time this was causing me problems. I didn't know it was causing me anxiety. I didn't know it was causing me sadness. I thought it was all my sadness and fear, anxiety is coming from somewhere else. But what I realized is that some of those came from, actually, most of those came from not being able to forgive myself for the mistakes I have done in the past and then criticizing them. And then same with others, criticizing others for mistakes they have done in the past when they didn't even know sometimes that they made those mistakes. So practicing things like may I forgive myself for past mistakes and grow with kindness is one of the things that really helped me. I started with, may I forgive myself for my past mistakes, may I forgive others for their mistakes, right? So that's a very important phrase for me or affirmation for me. So start building out your own affirmations and you will see it will start making a huge difference in your life. Okay. And like I said, build it either on Excel or Google Sheets or with a Word doc or write on your own book and then so you can review it daily.